Ronda Rousey's story ultimately becomes less about dominance and more about survival, because what followed her fall was not a clean reinvention but a long, uneven reckoning with identity itself. When the lights faded and the roar of crowds stopped defining her worth, she was forced to confront a version of herself she had never prepared to meet. For someone who had spent her entire life measuring value in victory and physical supremacy, silence was terrifying. Yet that silence slowly became the space where healing could begin. Away from cameras and countdown clocks, she learned that strength could exist without violence, that discipline did not always need an opponent, and that purpose could be built instead of conquered. The ranch, the family, and the quieter routines of daily life became her new proving ground, demanding patience instead of aggression and consistency instead of intensity. It was a transition that did not happen overnight and did not come without resistance, but it marked the first time she began living forward instead of fighting backward against her own past. What makes Rousey's journey resonate far beyond combat sports is the honesty of its collapse. Her invincibility was never natural. It was constructed through pain, silence, and relentless pressure to perform. When that structure broke, it revealed how fragile identity can be when it is tied to a single role. Her story exposes a truth many elite performers face but rarely articulate. Success can be just as dangerous as failure when it leaves no room for humanity. By surviving her lowest moment, she rewrote the meaning of winning in her own life. Victory was no longer about arms raised in an arena, but about waking up without fear, choosing health over legacy, and finding joy without needing applause. That transformation did not erase her past. It reframed it. The trauma, the concussions, the public humiliation, and the loss all became chapters rather than conclusions. Today, Ronda Rousey stands as a paradox. She is both the woman who once terrified entire divisions and the woman who openly admits vulnerability, doubt, and fragility. That duality is her true legacy. She did not simply open doors for women in combat sports, she exposed the cost of walking through them without safeguards. Her influence lives on not only in champions who followed her, but in conversations about mental health, identity after retirement, and the responsibility of organizations toward the athletes who build their empires. She is no longer defined by undefeated records or highlight reels, but by endurance of a different kind. The kind that survives when the cheering stops. In the end, Rose's life answers the question that once nearly destroyed her. She is not what she does in a cage, a ring, or an arena. She is what remains when all of that is gone. And what remains is someone who endured unimaginable pressure, confronted generational trauma, and chose to stay alive when walking away would have been easier. That choice, more than any championship, is the most important victory of her life. If this story changed the way you see Ronda Rousey, or made you rethink how success and failure shape identity, let us know your thoughts below. Do you believe her legacy is defined more by her dominance or by her survival? And if you enjoy deep, documentary-style breakdowns like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story that goes beyond the headlines.